Welcome back, everybody. This is Lessons in Liabilities with BB Insurance. I am Bill Bolton, the president of BB Insurance. Thank you for being here today, and thank you to Corey Harris and Julie Traxler of SB Pace. First of all, guys, I want to just let you know you are absolutely crucial in the formation of my organization. So I thank you very much for that. So first of all, tell us a little bit about yourselves and SB Pace, and I know you've got some questions for me regarding insurance.
So kind of as Bill said right there, we work a lot with we work primarily with small businesses, and we work a lot with aspiring entrepreneurs and people who are looking to grow. And a big part of what we do is building out that foundation. So making sure that small businesses are set up for success from the start and as they grow. And one area that's not our area of expertise, but something that I know that everybody needs to consider is business insurance. So what does that process look like for somebody who's starting a business?
Good question. So any startup, there's going to be some basic needs, general liability. And these are going to be things that are required by contract, as well as some of them are statutory, so required by law. General liability, umbrella, commercial auto. And even if you don't have any vehicles, you can get something called hired and non-owned auto that would, satisfy that contractual need. And then, of course, workers' compensation. If you have any employees, well, at least in the state of Virginia, if you have two or more than two people working for an organization, you're required by law to have it. And these things are not that expensive. It's not going to be one of the biggest line items, that you have to pay for, at least starting off anyways. So those are the very basic needs right as you're getting going. If you do provide a professional service, professional liability is going to be the biggest one you need to look out for. There's ancillary things that they will cost more, cyber liability, directors and officers, but it really depends on your operation as to whether or not that's going to be important at that time. So that's at least starting off. That's where you want to be.
That's great feedback. We're always guiding our clients when they're first starting a business, making sure that they're thinking about, the insurance aspects, legal aspects, financial, everything that goes into the business. But one of the questions that, we have is we're working with clients and their business is growing, and sometimes their services or their product offerings change over time. How frequently should they be re-looking at what they have for insurance to make sure they've got the right coverage?
Okay. That's another really good one. So, upon your renewal date, you really should take a look at where your business is. So that's every year. So take a look at, where your business is, and is the insurance policies that you have purchased, are they still addressing what you're actually doing? And I'm not saying you want to change carriers every single year. That's actually not a good idea. You want to at least shop the market, I'd say every 2 to 3 years, something like that. And again, it really depends on the speed of your growth. So if your company is growing and you are changing your operation, you need to be addressing those things at the very least once a year. If you're entering into a new contract, if you all of a sudden you get a big contract or a big order and you're hiring new people, you need to stop and call your agent or broker and let them know what's going on, and let them, review it, give you some advice, and perhaps change things at that time. So, I guess that's kind of two answers in one, but once a year at the very minimum. And if your company is growing at a rapid pace, you probably want to look at it a little bit more often than that.
So, Great. That's helpful. Thanks, Bill.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you guys again for being on. Again, this is Lessons in Liabilities with BB Insurance. And thanks everybody for coming.
Yep. Thanks, Bill.